Welcome back to Central Valley Real Estate. We gather here every Thursday live. We have this show. We talk to people in the real estate industry or some industry that might affect real estate or the economy of our Central Valley. You can see select interviews from these shows on our YouTube channels. Go to YouTube, type Central Valley Talk with no spaces, and you'll see some of our interviews. Also, while you're there, you could click through our channels. We have our wedding channel, our real estate channel, and there's a lot of information there if you are in the Valley and you're going to need to buy a home or some other business. Our next guest is Ryan Barnes from Ryan Barnes Photography. You got the name right, right?
You did. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mike.
I practiced it for half an hour.
Right.
And you take pictures of houses.
I do. I do real estate photography, and I take that same artistic angle that I use when doing portraits and basically make the houses beautiful.
Well, I have noticed that some pictures, like on the multiple listings, sort of just pop out and say, wow, I've got to see that house. And
Right.
Some are just gray with dead lawns and stuff like that.
So a lot of agents make the mistake of trying to take the pictures themselves. And now, Mike, I know you like to play with your camera,
Yep.
and you're pretty good at what you do. But a lot of agents are really good at selling their homes, and photography really isn't their cup of tea. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to get some pictures on your listing, but there are just thousands and thousands of listings out there, and if you want
Competing
yours,
against a lot of other houses.
you are, and if you want your listing to pop, then your pictures need to pop because that's the first impression that's made right there.
Now, a lot, like right now, the weather is gray. The lawns are dead. What can you do?
So I don't want to give away my trade secrets here, but
What can you do? Well, you call Ryan Barnes.
You call
That's what
Ryan
you do.
Barnes. That's exactly it. And it's really, that's what I study. You study business. You study the real estate laws. I study light. I study angles, and that's what I've been doing for 23 years now.
Well, we have that here at Central Valley Talk. We have cameras and stuff, and various workers say, "Let me take the camera out on the film." I said, "Well, we don't know how to do that.
Right.
It's the sound, the light, and all the things that go with it." Here's some of your pictures up there now.
Right. And so this was a home that I could say didn't really have a lot of face quality to just look at, which would have made it a little difficult to
This
to get
angle
a buyer there.
makes all the difference, right?
So
there.
it is, and well, you know that sometimes you're going to get these rooms that are just so small that anything on your phone or even a nicer camera just isn't going to be able to cut those angles, and so. What a lot of agents end up with are this fisheye view where everything looks warped and distorted.
Yeah.
And as a buyer, I'm looking through Zillow or whatever on my phone, and I see these pictures, and it doesn't do anything for me. But me with the right equipment, with the professional equipment, the professional camera, the professional lens, and again my years of experience, I use those angles, use the lighting, and I really build a feel for the homes.
Now, what I've seen pictures on the multiple listing service with the rear view mirror or the side mirror in the picture of the car, or the person's finger. I see that all the time. Just a little bit of the finger on there. So I guess you probably learned that your first year. Don't put your finger in front of the lens.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Is to not have your finger in front of the camera. Some things that I've added recently also, as I've been speaking to more and more agents who everybody needs or wants something a little bit different. I do have now when I take the pictures, and I'm sorry, we didn't even go into that yet. So I'll take these pictures and make them. I'll clean up the color, make them beautiful, make them really pop. And then part of my service, and this is included with everything, is I'll build it into a virtual tour, which will allow any prospective buyer to go in and watch this beautiful slideshow, create that emotional connection there. And on this virtual tour, it's branded with the agent's information, their logo, their headshot, contact email, everything is to the agent. And nothing comes back to me. Everything on the buyer side looks like it's made for the agent. And then with that virtual tour, I email weekly detailed statistics. How many times each picture was looked at? How many times the tour was looked at? What days of the week the tours were looked at? How many times the tour was viewed by a first buyer, and how many times it was revisited by a buyer that said, "Hey, I want to come and look at this." And it's great because this email has all of these statistics that the agent can then share with their seller, and their seller we're going to
You
really
help
know.
you help the agent look good to their
Exactly,
client.
exactly.
Those are
And-
powerful statistics.
And that's what's going to end up getting you the referrals for the next house and the next house. You know, most agents know around here, if you list a house for 150,000, it's going to sell eventually. But how long do you want it to wait?
Right.
You want it to pop. You want it to stand out, and that's why you bring the professional in. Let me do my job to make you look great.
And so the virtual tours, are they done with still photos or video?
So, depending on, and I found that other different agents have different requests, and I do have the ability to do still video. I do have the ability, or stills, video, aerial photography. I've also been asked recently to incorporate some actors. I mean, you know, I have the history of theater and have a lot of contacts there, but to bring in some actors to introduce the home and to just give it that feel. Now, of course, an agent, I don't mind filming the agent, but a lot of people are not comfortable in front of the
Right.
camera, and so this gets that same impression, that same feeling out there without making you feel uncomfortable.
Get the actors in there. Here's
Right.
some kind of moving pictures here.
Yeah, it's part of my part of the video here of the virtual tour, and you can see here that it shows the agent, and everything's on there is clickable and links again directly to you.
the agent, so.
So what some of the features that I've also added and put together are 72-hour turnaround. So you call me, you say, "Hey Ryan, I need this virtual tour." Well, from that time that we make this contact, between then and 72 hours, I'll go out, shoot, edit,
done.
put it all together, and then have it posted. So you can put that link right on your MLS or
Right.
Zillow or whatever you want.
So we don't, as an agent, we wouldn't have to build a website. You're going to kind
Not
of
at
build a
all.
little website for our
Exactly,
house.
exactly. And then with that video, that tour that comes up, I export that into a video, turn it into a YouTube channel, and I create a channel for each of my agents, and I brand it. So all of their listings are in one place. So you want a buyer looking at your property, so they can watch that on YouTube, say, if they want. Well, what's going to show up next is what's in that channel. What's next in that channel is their other
So you
listings.
can, that way it's controlled, what comes up
Exactly,
next.
exactly.
And it doesn't take you to the next guy.
Don't
or
want
the
to
next
take you
office
to
down
somebody
there.
else's listings.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, how does somebody reach Ryan Barnes?
So the best way to reach me is phone number, which is 559-797-1632, or go to my website, and that's ryanbarnesphotography.com. You just click on the little real estate button, which is right around there, if I see that properly. That'll allow you to watch a little video demo of what's going on, explain in front of you what I'm only able to do in words, and you could also book your tour right from there.
Okay. RyanBarnesPhotography.com.
Yes,
Really
sir.
good web address you got there.
Thank you very
That's
much.
good. Now, I'm going to go look at it. Michael, our technician, found it. He was looking. There's a lot of fascinating stuff on there. A lot of examples. And if you're a real estate professional, you could go right to the site and sign up and arrange the tour. And within 72 hours, it'll be
Exactly.
done. It'll be
Exactly.
done in 72
Done.
hours? Wow.
Done.
Yikes. I thought you would get there within 72 and then spend a week building it or something.
This is my job. This is my full-time job, and part of that is to support you as the agent.
Okay. Get the agent. Anything else we need to add?
I might as well let you know my prices. So the prices is priced by the square footage. So anything 1,800 square feet and under is a flat rate $250, and that's for the shooting, the editing, and the virtual tour and the YouTube publishing. Up to between 1,800 and 3,000 square feet, just $350, and then anything 3,000 and above is flat rate of $500. Let's see, it's a very small bit for everything that you're getting with that. And then also for February, because it's a short month, I've got a couple specials because I really, really want to meet some new agents and start working with you. Two of them are, if you book your first tour with me this month, you will retain those rates forever, whether you move to another agency or anywhere within my range. You go to Nevada, I can't help you yet, but those rates will be grandfathered into any pricing adjustments that I need to make. And then the second thing is, every fifth house will be free. So
Wow.
you can consider this a coffee frequent stamp card. But every fifth house, no matter if it's an 1,800 square foot or a 4,000 square foot house.
Well, I just had an idea in my company. I have a house, and we just can't get people in it. The owner just is private, and he doesn't want people in his house. But
Well, you should do what I do. Is after every fifth house you sell, the next one's free.
next house is free. But I'm gonna. This guy won't let us in. He won't let me take people in very often. But
Okay.
you could go in.
Yes.
You could do the whole visual display.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't have to take. People would get to look at the house before they went. And
Exactly.
We'd know they were serious about it. It would solve a lot of my problems.
Yes, sir.
RyanBarnesPhotography.com.
Yes.
Thank you, Ryan. Are we going to watch a video after this, Michael? We're going to watch a video, and
Great.
then we'll be back after this.
Great. Thanks, Mike.
Hello. I'd like to take 5 minutes and tell you about how I think I can help you. My name is Ryan Barnes, a photographer, videographer, techie, and psych major. I was talking with some real estate agent friends and found they had common problems. Maybe because of my age, I feel when others are in distress, it is my duty to help them. The major problems were, how do I grab the buyer's attention? How do I get buyers into my doors? How do I keep buyers looking at my listings? How can I provide an emotional connection to the home? And how can I get accurate information about my listings? I'm not a salesperson. I'm a techie photographer, but even I know the most important moment is that first impression. This is the same reason you don't mow your sellers' lawns yourself, but hire a professional landscaper. Many agents make the mistake of using subpar images to sell their listings. You already know that nowadays most house previewing is done online. No matter how great the house may be, if the images aren't enticing, it's almost impossible to get a buyer in the door to show the house. As I mentioned, I'm a photographer. I have very good and proper equipment. Light, color, and angles are my art, which I use to make brides smaller or rooms bigger as the need arises. Using beautiful, compelling professional images are a must when competing with the thousands of other listings online. As part of our service, I take the images I've shot and turn them into a beautiful slideshow to create an emotional connection with a prospective buyer. We brand the tour with your information, making it exceptionally easy for a buyer to reach you. The tour features important location information. There's an easy share for the buyers to share the tour with a friend. Your listings are linked together to help keep buyers in your houses. My tours automatically generate a flyer including your information and a QR code that you can print or even email it PDF version. I email your analytical statistics every week so you can share with your sellers how many views they've received. A detailed breakdown of tour views helps you understand when buyers are actually searching in your area. You're able to see where the referrals in your listings are coming from, and very importantly, you can see how many buyers came back for a second look. This is how we work with you to get them in the door, capture their attention, get your name associated with your properties, and know where your properties stand. A few additional things I've added recently are 72-hour turnaround time from the time the tour is ordered to the time it is published, a video slideshow that is downloadable for your computer, tablet, or phone, your tour published to YouTube with a channel branded for you, including all of your current listings, and an easy search for buyers by address or MLS on my hosted site. We're immediately available to start creating these stunning virtual tours for you. Email Ryan at ryanbarnesphotography.com or call 559-797-1632.